Kids eat toast. Kids eat toast. Kids eat toast sometimes.
Hi, we're podcasting again, and today we've got a special guest. I know I've said they're special and you don't really think they're special, but this one is. Some call or refer to him as a product of divorce. Others refer to him as a media giant. I simply refer to him as Mike. Mike, how are you doing?
Sam, I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me here. Thanks for bringing parental issues into the intro.
Don't know where that came from.
I loved it.
Don't know where that came. Something evil lurks within, and I try keep it away for as long as possible. It occasionally rears its head.
No, it's fine. I'll back it.
As you can see, we are sporting some beautiful merchandise. It is Le Scarf. Le Scarf is your child. It's your little baby. What is Le Scarf? Where did the name come from? Give us a bit of history.
So firstly, everyone watching, thank you. Mom, Dad, hi. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you together.
Nice to see you together via the internet. No, just violent.
It's too much.
No, it's good. It's fine.
Yeah.
But Le Scarf came about last year. Came about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Basically, it was a university project that we had to do a fake publication. I made the details, and 2 years later, it's me just trying to make an effort to put my shitty content out onto the internet without it being myself. It's trying to take what I don't want to be on Mikey's right anymore and put it elsewhere so that it can thrive on its own, so I can be honest in my own capacity.
I see.
Yeah.
I think this is where Mikey is wrong. I think the content cannot be classified as shitty content, and I think it's where we as creatives go wrong, because even if our brand is self-deprecating I think we got to do a better job at selling ourselves, but also not to the point where you listen to the start of any podcast and they're like, the number one podcast. You just shut the fuck. You're not the number one podcast in the world. Please be quiet. But anyway, I love what you guys are doing. So how would you describe it is what you do at Le Scarf? Because I think that is where the ordinary audience member might go wrong. What is Mike doing there?
So to be brutally honest, I've got to tear down the walls now for everyone watching, because the whole play is that I work there as a junior reporter. And the reason I did that is because I don't want to make as if I have started my own publication, because then people seem to watch you and kind of see if you fail or don't fail. But if I put this guise up that I'm just working there, there's no pressure of failure or success. So that's what I've enjoyed about it.
Okay.
But what we do there is we try and take the mundane and we try and take the everyday and try and make it a bit humorous. Especially last year during the lockdown, it was fun just being able to write about absolute drivel and just make people smile. There was definitely a stage last year where we were all confined to our own houses and people were being told what to think by the news, what to think about certain issues, how to think. And I just wanted to put stuff out there that didn't tell people what to think, how to think, but rather just to think. So yes. There were a few articles about, a thrush in my bush. You need context for that, I suppose.
You need a condom.
Sometimes. But light philosophy. Yeah, it's, as I say, it's piss take, but purposeful piss take.
Yes, of course.
It's drivel, but purposeful drivel. It's drivel with intention. It's shitty content with intention. As I say, it's the best, worst news you'll ever read.
No, and I resonate with that sort of statement. And I think where it is so, or what attracts me to your content so much is that there is a level of not only curation, but there is intelligence behind it. So fingers crossed, that long form, that's short form content coming for me. Fingers crossed that long form content makes a return, that the written word makes a return. And that for me seems to be what you're pioneering.
Not necessarily pioneering, but
nearing.
Nearing. I'm neither pioneering or, no, it's a tough one. So one of my best friends the other day,
not me.
Not him. I just looked into the wrong camera.
That's your take camera. Get
I can see. But no, so one of my best friends, Matt Gallo, he's the treasurer of Liscarf, unofficial, official treasurer. He's got no money to work with. So he just... What's a treasurer that doesn't have money to work with?
An ANC official. Hey.
Fair enough.
Hey, zing.
But he said...
Vote DA.
I think he said last week, he said, oh my gosh, Mike, you've got a website. I didn't know that. You've got actual articles. I thought it was just the captions on Instagram. So, and then I had wine with a colleague last night who said, I need to punt this website harder. But I'm not ready to punt the website harder.
In terms of content or where you are?
In terms of the long form. So when you say I'm pioneering long form, I'm definitely not, because I'm not punting it. I'm wanting people to just like organically find it.
Organic's not big in bar vegetables.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of organic reach online.
There's not. And also it's tough because I'm seeing a lot of people around me punting constantly, and they're punting not helping, and if anything, adversely helping, adversely affecting.
So where's the fine line between self-promoting, and this I think is applicable for tons of people. Doesn't matter if you're working a 9 to 5 at like a Deloitte, because you still have to promote yourself in an office space, or if you're a creative doing this sort of stuff, making music. How do you walk that line of not looking or coming across as a doers, but also being like, this is me, this is what I can do. How about it?
I think people need to get back into the real world and stop validating themselves with online traction. So
is there a difference though at the moment?
There is.
Okay.
There is. So somebody like I spoke to you about him the other day, Miguel Pugera. Jeez,
how far into we are here?
I've watched that.
Couple of minutes in and Mike's name dropping. He works at Expresso with celebrities.
No, so this guy, he's charting on a few charts at the moment. He's putting so much effort into his music. He's putting so much effort into TikTok. But at the same time, I think he's from Stellenbosch.
For our white viewers, PE. Yeah, I practice the click every day. I wake up,
yeah,
getting better.
But
man in the mirror.
I dry mouth there. But he goes there and he plays away at restaurants, and he says, "What's up, guys? I'm Miguel. These are my songs that I'm playing today. They're on Apple Music. They're on Spotify. Enjoy them." And he's playing at like general restaurants around town.
Yeah,
and that's what he's doing on top of also punting himself online.
No, it's cool.
And that's what lots of people aren't doing.
Check Miguel Prego roll out at
Miguel Prego,
your local Wimpy.
He is Portuguese, yeah. No, he's a good oak, but
no, that was a joke.
And he's Spanish, but so going back to that, businesses need to understand real world, tangible power that some influencers have as well.
Sure. Switching up the pace a bit here, because it's something I've always wanted to touch on with you. And I've heard around town, people have been chatting. And when I've brought up your name, someone, and all too quickly for my liking, likened you or said in rather colloquial terms that you were, quote unquote, the king of Stellenbosch. Take me through that.
Who was that?
People. A Stellenbosch student.
Yes, so I was in Stellenbosch, and I mean, I loved it. I loved Stellenbosch.
Yes.
I rode my bike. I loved saying, it's something I do. I just say hi to people. Tim Yankovic, one of my mates, used to say that he didn't want to walk with me to class.
Rather take the small town beat.
Yes, exactly. But then I started...
Terrible.
But I wouldn't say I was the king of Stellenbosch. So I always say I'm good at short bursts. I'm like a 100-meter sprinter when it comes to socializing. So I'm fantastic at the start, and then I just like peter out very slowly.
Okay. Is it the same in the bedroom, would you say?
I wouldn't know, to be honest. Anyway, so I wouldn't say I was popular.
Yes.
I just knew lots of people.
I think it is quite bizarre if your quest for life or your beginning chapter at university would be to go out and pursue it. But no, that's very interesting. Would you say?
And I never enjoyed people calling me popular because I didn't.
No, but that was said tongue in cheek.
No. But I'm just saying, like,
awfully defensive.
I'm just saying,
awfully defensive.
I think it was just I enjoy people and I knew lots.
Do you feel that sort of original, like, thumbs up, or you very active on Instagram and people appreciated posts, and that kind of gave you the confidence now to explore ventures like Le Scarf? Or conversely, did you feel that put you under a lot of pressure to be like, this is what people think I am, and I'm pigeonholed, and will they respond to this sort of content?
Yeah, it's a mixture of both. So I mean, Le Scarf is just fantastic. I can throw on a personality and put out content that I just enjoy creating. I love the creation of content, and then I always put it out, and I'm always a bit just not hesitant, but I just look back at it. I'm like, what was I thinking when I wrote this?
Okay.
But I love the process.
Yeah.
But there's no point in the process if you aren't posting it. So the posting, I don't like. Yeah. So, but with Mikey is right. The other day I posted a video of me just grumpily making burgers, and that is like, if people know me in real life, I am just this bumbly dude, as you can see, like
bumbling on,
and I get passionate, but I'm fucking monotonous, and so that's where the personality is fun, and I can seem extra zoomy, and I never used to do emojis, and people could read it as they wanted, and I'd always have a straight face. Sorry, I'm not speaking to the microphone, but
I always do a fake angry glance at the director that doesn't exist. Like, did we really book this guy as a guest?
Yeah, the guy
he doesn't even know where the microphone is.
The guy that's bumbling.
So, you've spoken about content creation.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite local content creator? Out of interest.
I respect guys' hustles so much. Like, so I wrote an article about Sam the other day. I don't know. No one's read it, I think. But
give it a read.
Please. But no, so especially, trying to do this my own venture.
Yeah. Independent media.
Seeing guys hustling and just not getting views, but still doing it is super, super inspirational. So for you,
did you say we don't
does
get numbers?
Views. No, so like
no, I hear completely.
And the views that you do get, they aren't necessarily from followers. Like, it's if something goes viral.
It goes viral, yeah.
Nick Archibald, respect that hustle.
Guys, if you are in the car on the weekend, especially in the morning, stop all your nonsense with your aux cord. We've all heard your songs. You've heard the same songs hundreds of times over. Tune into 5FM. What is it, 87 or 89?
It's different around the country.
Okay. If you're in Cape Town, it's 89.0.
88.9.
There we go. And listen to this majestical media beast do his thing with the charts. Nick Archibald, we love you. Yet to meet you in person, but I'm a big fan.
Yeah, big fan. Nice.
You see, I just have a taste of Red Bull, and I kind of feel a bit drunk. Where can people get this merch? Or was it a limited drop?
It's super limited drop.
If they requested it, can you see the back?
Please, let's show the back. Hard news, harder journalists.
Sponsored by Pfizer. It's the closest we'll get to Pfizer is Viagra. And the happier we are with that. Where are the vaccines, Mike? Where are they?
Vax Queen.
Better than Vax Queef. That's just one down. Let me look at some of my notes here. Wait, that is what I wanted to ask you on Le Scarf.
Yes.
The name, where does that come from?
Random. So
auto-generated captions.
So I've got a scarf. Annabelle Tennick. Shout out if you're watching this. Definitely aren't. But I had this scarf back in second year. I got it on a hockey tour, actually, in Amsterdam. Shout out Austin Smith. Probably also not watching this.
# no excuses.
Yes, no
to
excuse.
not be watching this.
But so Austin Smith's captain of South African hockey. But so he plays for Stellenbosch. We went on a tour to Holland. I got the scarf, ghastly scarf, black and yellow, and I don't know
hockey colors.
Yeah, but like thin stripes, so not like it's just like it's an atrocious looking scarf.
Okay,
and that's why I wore it for about 6 months straight in university.
It was an identifier. People knew what this guy was about.
Yeah, I wore it as a joke, and then I just continued wearing it. Then I started to love it. So this thing just sat in my room, looking at me with whatever look it was looking at me with.
Scarf eyes.
Scarf energy. And I was creating this university project, and I saw the scarf and I said, it's a tangible object. It has no negative connotations. It's got cool colors. Let's call my publication that I'm going to make this scarf. And I was looking for design ideas. Le Monde, a French newspaper, comes up online with this font, Chomsky.
Gnome.
Chomsky gnome. Fair.
It was more of a gnome Chomsky, but anyway, we'll persevere through pseudo-intellectual...
Chunky gnome. But...
You just call me Chunky.
I did. And then I just inherited the list. So it's completely random, but I love it.
But I feel that's where we are in the sort of postmodern world. There's a lot of just randomness, ambiguity, and we're not doing a good enough job of existing in between it. I think everything is very, for lack of a better term, black and white. So how do you feel, or do you have any reservations of operating as independent media in the sort of space, or is that where you've actually found your home, in the fact that you stay away from stuff that's very topical or controversial like Israel and Palestine, and it's more poking fun at the mundane activities, or a little local podcaster with big Afro dreams?
I think, so at the moment, the reason I'm not speaking about prominent issues is because I've got no clue what's happening in the world.
Fair.
And I don't think my voice is valid, and sometimes I don't think my voice is necessary. So
that's good for everyone across anything.
Yeah.
He says whilst bleating on his podcast.
Joe Rogan. But no, I know that we're speaking about absolute nonsense at the moment, like nothing important except for what we know, which is being small-time media creators that get minimal views.
Speak for yourself. And the issues of divorce.
Were
brought up abruptly, and I'd like to take this time to apologize.
No, it's fine. It's healthy. It's healthy bringing those things to light.
I've often found that whenever I read a biography, autobiography, wada of this uber successful person, there's usually a divorce or I'm not saying it's trauma, is what it is, but there's usually something, because life, if it's very plain sailing and easy, doesn't really create remarkable people. What would you say on that?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, to the point.
An analogy I always give is the slingshot analogy. You've got to be pulled back sometimes to go forward.
I've heard that. It's similar to the foreskin analogy.
It is.
In different circles.
I was trying to be wholesome.
The slingshot, David and Goliath, and that's where we arrive. And
that's the wrong slingshot, though. That's a
literally one of those. Excuse me.
It's fine.
What are those things called, though? They're
a slingshot.
And this is a catapult.
Slingshot.
Okay, so this is also a slingshot. Everything's a slingshot to you.
Especially when it's layered with trauma.
Getting dark, getting heavy. It's what we like. You've recently relocated.
Yes.
What's it like living with a roommate?
It's interesting. You learn a lot of lessons. I've lived with so many different people over the years, and each one's taught me something different. Boarding house, got bullied by Garth Turner and the buggers. I was called Puss Beard because I had bad skin.
I also had acne in school. Not a fun time.
Not a fun time.
I couldn't put my helmet on properly for cricket.
Yeah.
Because you just have all these cysts around that.
Yeah. And it's sore and no one understands. But I still think, over and above divorce, I think having bad skin was the trauma that taught me the most in life. Seriously.
We are very similar people, because I say there are two things that would have made me an absolute cock in this world. If I didn't have acne and if I went to Bishops. So I managed to dodge. Well, I mean, I got both of those done. And now I feel I would be too much. Yeah. I would be way too much. Overindulged.
Yeah. No, there's something about going to a house party in grade 11 and just having cuck skin. It's it's a violent time. It's a violent time for the self-esteem. But Slingshot, you come out of it, and all of a sudden, if you manage to get through the bad skin phase and appreciate yourself and love yourself in that phase, when you clear of it, it's great. It's crazy.
Of course. Yeah, and you also appreciate going out in public and not feeling humiliated.
Yes.
It's the big things.
Yes. So now you just live with an incomplete Ryakatan cycle and a shiny forehead for the rest of your life.
I walked down the school passage once, and a teacher stopped me to ask if I was all right, because I had this like very dodgy beard because I couldn't shave, but I wasn't like growing a full beard yet. I had these chapped lips, like literally Joker style, cut up, and I was very miserable. And he stopped me and he was like, "Son, are you all right?"
Yeah, shame.
I was like, and then he gave me a defaulter for not shaving, and I didn't have the heart to be like, "It's because I can't." So, no, I think you do have to embrace, and like I said, if you come from a certain socio-economic background where life is fine, your struggles are going to pale in comparison to others, but it's still your life. So in that moment, in that time, it's the worst thing that could have ever happened. I don't know. But you do need something to peg you back or keep you in check. And I feel like COVID's been the ultimate peg everyone back, because it's just been such a shit show of note.
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting here on your podcast with my website merch because of
COVID. That's true.
Because of COVID.
But there's always going to be a silver lining. And that's what I'm saying. Like, everything has good and bad elements to it.
Yeah.
That's just how the world works. I don't know. Your ankle has had reconstructive surgery. Surgery?
I actually don't know whether it's surgery or reconstructive. Cartilage was taken out.
Okay.
Blood came up and it was healed. Healed.
My brain was trying to find something funny and it just couldn't do it. But so you still say you experience pain in the morning when you wake up and
viciously aching pain in winter.
Oh,
no. So it was fine. It was fine until about 2 months ago. 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And now it's
getting nice and chilly.
It's saying how's it again.
Okay, well, I'm going to move on to some fan questions.
Go for it.
User 372 from TikTok wanted to know how you feel about being. Let's just see the problem. How you feel about being a less charismatic version of Dan Bilzerian?
Fine. It's okay. I'm still trying to grow my beard.
They say pre-beard Bilzerian.
That's offended.
No. No, that's the ultimate shyster. Whose phone? Your phone. Tinder popping up. I hate it when those Tinder notifications just come like, Chloe, stop looking. He's a shyster of note. But it also is what pisses me off about the internet, is that it is so perception based. So you can get away with this lifestyle or perceived lifestyle of women, parties, yachts, guns, basically everything America goes and fights a war for every 10 years. And it's like, it's completely fake. It doesn't real.
Yeah.
It's not real. So, and I see that now, even with people in South Africa, they just, whether it's a person or a media entity, just completely bullshitting their way to the top. And I'm like, I really don't like this aspect.
I don't like it. And it's not, I don't think it can be, there's no longevity in lying. And that's what a lot of people are finding out the hard way. And it comes quicker and quicker nowadays because, do you remember in like 2016, there were meme calendars? So
yes, that April,
there was that meme. And now it's literally, a meme can expire in a day.
Yeah.
And the exact same thing is happening for media personalities. And if somebody blows up, they might be irrelevant in a week.
True. And
that's the big thing about searching for this blow up energy, is that if you do blow up, you might either make it work or you just become irrelevant and you're just a one-hit viral wonder.
Yeah.
And that's where something like just humming in the background and just letting whatever needs to happen without blowing up happen. Because if you gain fans slowly or followers slowly, they're most likely to enjoy everything that you do.
Yeah,
not
it's
just
that
one
slow
thing.
cook. It's that roast on a Sunday. It's been marinating now.
Yeah, man.
A slightly smaller flame licks the bottom of the Le Creuset pot, and you just know there's just my parents' Le Creuset pot, and there's just something being created there versus a twister from KFC. Don't get me wrong, a twister from KFC is delicious, but it's not going to give you the long-term jollies.
Yes.
So no, I think it's very poignant. Love that word.
Poignant.
Poignant, yeah. What you said there, and you see it also, and I mean Chris D'Elia, you know, he got cancelled, but he's making a resurgence that this Red Bull's gassy as hell. We'll not be plugging this. Let's get it. Pura. I mean, you're the healthy alternative, the guiltless pleasure. Get on the show. And he was just saying also, if you make viral content, you reach a level of idiot. So if your content does well, you reach your fans and then another group of people. But if you go viral, like the people interacting with your content just are not even going to grasp what it is.
Yeah.
So I do think there's also a marriage of blowing up and getting that viral sort of success. But I agree with you completely. There has to be something there. It's like being a pretty person. Cool, you're pretty, you catch someone's eye, but if there's nothing behind there, or there's no great personality, that's not you're just a fun time. Fly by night at boogies. Don't want to wake up and go for brunch. Except for you, Chloe. I'll do as many brunches as you want. We work out a lot of our relationship issues. It's great because I can talk and she just has to listen. It's the opposite of our relationship in real life.
Fair.
Middle fingers flying across the room. Men are trash. That's contentious. We won't get into that.
I've just stayed silent for like 2 minutes now.
As a man, good.
Fair.
Know your place. But I spoke about this with Josh Hill. I can feel the moments where I'm veering into dangerous territory, but my brain, instead of stopping, just continues to put nonsense out. It just rambles on.
Lubricates the following idiotic chat.
I've been accused of having Tourette's, and I think that's offensive to people with Tourette's. I mean, it's just a bit of a slur at this stage. But what can you do? A bit hungover today, so the brain's not firing on all cylinders. Oh,
yeah.
What gets you drunk these days?
Wine. I love wine. Seriously, and if I go out, I never used to do it, but now I'll have wine on a night out. I love wine and soda water, and
Isn't that just rosé?
No, I just beatboxed.
Get him on espresso nice and early. A beatboxer.
Yeah, wine.
Silence. Silence on a podcast. No, it's fine. Just enjoy it.
I'm just trying to think of how I beatbox there. I want to replicate that.
No, I just enjoy the silence sometimes. I love a person, they'll be listening and be like, is it over? No, we're still here. Just marinating in our own awkwardness. It is what it is.
It is.
Any parting shots that you've got to people that are trying to get into media, whether that's from being a social media manager to starting your own thing like KETS or Le Scar. I'm not looking for overly inspirational Denzel Washington at graduation, but Mike is right.
Start. Simple. As I mentioned in your article, start. The best time to start was yesterday. Oh, jeez, I botched that saying up, but the best time to start was yesterday.
There we go.
If you didn't start yesterday, the next best time is RN. And I genuinely think that people, and to plan out what you're going to do. So, I mean, I'm not the best example of that because I don't plan anything. It just kind of happens.
Yes.
And I'm lucky that that works for me. But I also have been creating my type of content since, I think, 2013.
Yes.
I went on exchange to America. Everyone there had iPhones. So I got Instagram, I got Snapchat, and I got through my, struggled through that little post, whatever you need to understand the app.
Yes.
For the first year before my friends even got it. And then I just started posting. But that happened 7 years ago and I started. So everyone just needs to start.
No, it's good. I like that.
And don't be pressured into wanting to show that your life is awesome. And
yes.
I often I find it hard to think that people still do that because it's something that I got over long ago.
It's mind-blowing, yeah.
But just post what you want to post. Post what you want other people to. So I post my content in hopes that people enjoy it.
Of course.
I
I think it always comes back to intention.
And that's it.
It's like, so if you're on Instagram to slide into DMs, and I understand your thing looking picture perfect. I get it. I was that guy. But yeah, there's more to it than sliding into DMs.
There's more to it.
Flying into DMs.
There's more to it.
There is certainly more to it. But like you said, I think we also have to get over that. And I know I hate this guy because he's so full of shit, but Gary V, when he pops up in your feed and he's like screaming things at you, you're like, calm down, my guy. But we've all got this high school version of ourselves looking over our shoulder or saying, this is what you're doing, this is what you're not doing. And maybe it's also just people. Like if someone asks me how old I am, I'm like, yeah, I matriculated last year. I'm like, no, you've been out of school for 6 years.
Yeah.
Hello.
Wow.
So I do think we judge ourselves too heavily. And it's also, I saw it in another sort of viral video. It's like, how we speak to friends who are going through anything, who are doing anything. We're very supportive. We're very kind with our words. Imagine we extended that gracefulness to ourselves.
Yeah.
And so, of course, be your biggest critic and that sort of stuff. You do need to do that. But I think also be kind to yourself. Be kind to your creative process.
Do you have affirmations you tell yourself? Just to wrap up, obviously.
I think I should. I've always been... My whole shtick, I think, is against the grain. From as young as I can remember, if you're going to tell me to do this, I wanted to do the other thing, whether it's in sport, academics. Yeah, I like going against the grain. But so when I hear affirmations or like manifesting stuff, my eyes want to roll deep into my. But the more I think about it, the better it is. The only thing I'll say about it is one of these guys popped up in my feed and he was like, next time someone asks how you're doing, don't just say I'm good. Reply with I'm unstoppable. And I was like, my guy, shut up. No, I was like, you are not a freight train. You're a human being. Just you can be stopped. So, but I
love that.
I do believe that the language you use and the language you use around yourself is very important. Like, if I say I'm a podcaster / comedian and genuinely say that, I can grow into that. But when a friend asks me, you go, oh yeah, I do podcasts and even I should post. You know what I mean? It's a fine line. Yourself, are you affirmed daily?
I try.
Okay.
But just touching on unstoppable, I've noticed. So when I walk into the studio every morning and I say, good morning, Nicole, Kelly, good morning, good morning, good morning. They ask me how I'm doing and I say, I'm powerful. And they step back and they say, maybe I'm also powerful.
Okay.
And I see that. So maybe unstoppable is a bit aggressive.
Just too many syllables.
It is. Powerful. No, but it is. So using...
What about I am legend?
I am legend. Willpower. But...
Cut it. That's a clip. Clip it.
No, I think the way that you speak to yourself can also bounce back onto others.
It's massive. So I have to go and coach hockey now. Living the dream. Someone's got to kind of pay for these lights. But Mike Wright, it is a pleasure to talk to you again. I love the content you're doing. I don't have to encourage you to keep putting out because you will. The only thing I have to say to this audience of ours, however big or small it may be, is you got to get on the Lescarf grind. And if Lescarf's not your cup of tea, Mikey is right. We'll drop all those things below, the usual YouTube-y nonsense. Mike Wright, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Again, apologies to everyone that is used to Sam's humorous side. I feel as though I rambled on today.
No, I think we got a good balance.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. I'm freezing.
It is cold.
I'm so cold. But no, I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
I'm trying to bring back the high five because the fist bump's back. There it is. Showbiz, but we don't even have those cameras, so it's going to be awkward. We lost the middle camera.
I'm going to do one here, and then we'll do one on yours. And then this one.
As per usual, guys, thank you so much for watching, listening, sharing, hating. We love it all the same. You know, it means a great deal to us here at KETS and to a man like our house. So thank you so much. Love you lots.
Kids.